Good evening, everyone. My name is Felicity Jones.
And I'm Armie Hammer, saying welcome to the Graham
Norton
Norton
Show.
Good evening, everybody. You're all very welcome. It's the last show of the series, but worry not, we will be back in April, just after Brexit Day. So either nothing will have changed, or you'll tune in to find me chopping up my sofa for firewood. That's assuming I'm allowed back in the country. Hey, did you all have a nice Valentine's Day? The voice of uncertainty. No, I love Valentine's Day. You know, it's great to just see two people so in love and just come alive when they're next to each other. I've seen happier faces on death row. God love her. So, Theresa, another vote lost in Parliament and another week of unanswered questions. How do we solve the Irish backstop? Should there be a people's vote? Who's the thickest waste of space in politics? Hello! Yes, it's Transport Secretary Chris Grayling, who didn't resign after giving a ferry contract to a firm that doesn't have any ferries. I mean, it's crazy. It's like trying to explain your Brexit policy when you haven't got a Brexit policy. There he is. Let's get some guests on! Later, we have music from Calvin Harris and Rag and Bone Man. How cool. But first, he's one of the country's funniest comedians who's about to return as the face of Saturday Night TV, hosting All Together Now. Please welcome Mr. Rob Beckett! You look so smart. So smart. No, what is it? Yeah, lovely to see you. Have a seat, Rob. Hello. He's the BAFTA and Emmy award-winning creator of The Office and Extras, who starred in the likes of Logan and The Girl in the Spider's Web. Now he's back in the director's chair for Fighting With My Family. It's Stephen Merchant! Hello, sir. Lovely to see you. Come in, Stephen, Rob. This man has become a hot Hollywood property after starring in films like The Social Network and Call Me By Your Name. Now he's co-starring in the new biographical drama On the Basis of Sex. Welcome for the first time, Armie Hammer! It's a suit. It's a suit. Hello. Oh, come in. And this Oscar-nominated British actress has starred in films like Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, A Monster Calls, and The Theory of Everything. Now she's playing Ruth Bader Ginsburg in On the Basis of Sex. Please welcome Felicity Jones! Sexy slim up. Come in, welcome all. Nice to see you all again. And Armie, for the first time, you've never been on?
First time, yeah, very excited.
Do you feel odd? Because presumably you are normally the tallest man in a room.
I'm very uncomfortable right now. I actually have a huge amount of distrust for anyone taller than me.
When you stand up, how much taller are you, Stephen?
Oh, God, really?
Come on, let's both stand. Come on.
Wow.
Oh.
How tall are you, Armie?
It looks like...
Your father arriving, please go and enjoy yourselves at the prom.
It looks like gay dads. It looks like gay dads.
I should be so lucky. My dads are so forward-thinking. How tall are you?
I'm 6'5". I would say I'm 6'5" tall, but now I feel 6'5" short.
Oh, I remember when I was 6'5". 7 or 8 years old.
Now, Felicity Jones, you are now being recognised out in the street. Obviously, the more you're in movies, the more you get recognised. And are you getting better at that, or do you find it kind of intimidating?
Well, recently I was walking outside a restaurant, and it was in the summer, and there were all these tables outside lined up. You know, everyone was sort of enjoying a glass of rosé, as you do. And I was walking past, and this woman sort of very excitedly jumped up and said, "Oh, can I have a photo with you?" And I thought, yeah, of course. so her boyfriend took a picture of us, and we did, you know, the pose, the ubiquitous Instagram pose. And then I carried on walking, and I sort of went a few tables down, and I was walking in front of these tables, and this woman further on leapt up, and she went, "Who was that you just took a photograph with?" I was like, oh, she's very famous. She's very, very famous. So I have the opposite problem. I have to fight to be recognised.
In terms of being recognised out in the street, Armie Hammer, you are on the latest edition of GQ magazine.
Yeah.
There you are, hiding your ugly chin.
Did you need the bath running again?
Yeah. That's actually all vodka.
No, because, Rob, you've done modelling.
Yeah, not in the same way.
Yes, you have! Look at,
I know what you're going to do.
Here's Rob modelling. Look at this. That's proper modelling. Blue steel.
Is
Is that come and visit the zoo?
Well, I think you're going to put a worse for up, but I did a show on Sky One with Ramesh Ranganathan where we investigated the world of fashion, so we had to do a photo shoot. And I'm very anxious about what you're going to show next.
No, but listen, I would personally feel bad about showing this picture, but this has been up in Times Square, this picture, hasn't it?
Yeah, so at the end of the show, they surprised us, the producers, by projecting this image in the middle of Times Square.
Well, you say surprised you. You did pose for this picture.
Yes. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
This is actually the Call Me By Your Name sequel that they've been waiting for.
Don't call me by your name.
I just wanted to prove that, you know, you can be a sex symbol like Armie and still be funny like me as well. Do you know what I mean? Together, we're proving that.
Well, no, here's a weird thing, because I was looking at this picture earlier.
Was you?
Yes, and but I didn't want to, you know, I was trying to, you know, settle my face.
Yes.
And here's that picture. And now, ladies get camel toe.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't know that there's a name for that. And apparently it's moose hoof.
Moose hoof.
Moose hoof. That's good.
I didn't know. Did you know that?
Is that my
There's
moose
a lot of moose hoof going on there. From what I can see.
Congratulations.
I think a lot of it is moose sock, to be honest.
Oh, it follows you around the room. No matter where you look at it.
It will find you.
Right. Our first film tonight stars Felicity Jones and Armie Hammer in On the Basis of Sex. It's out next Friday. And this is a true story of an incredibly important figure in American society and politics, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And obviously you play Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Arnie, you're her husband, Marty. But for people who don't know, and I think a lot of people, British people, have heard of her, but they don't quite get her importance. What makes her such an important figure?
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about her before I took on the role, but she is a formidable force in American politics. She restructured the landscape of gender equality and did it very carefully and incrementally. And she was not only arguing for women, she was also arguing for men, seeking to overturn gender stereotypes. And the film is about a particular case, but it's also about her relationship with her husband and what they achieved as a family.
And kind of her genesis. And she's now a Supreme Court justice. There she is with all of them. And it seems like this is her year. I mean, you guys have made this film. There was a documentary out as well. Is this an anniversary, or is it just people kind of celebrating this woman? Is there a particular reason?
I think it's because she's become, in recent years, a bit of a punk icon. She's not afraid to say her opinion. She's become very outspoken, particularly with recent political developments in the US. So I think people really look up to her because she's actually someone in power who has decent principles, which is pretty rare at the moment.
Yes. And Ruth herself, because you kind of think busy, being a Supreme Court justice, but she was sort of involved in the process.
Yeah, loosely. I mean, her nephew, Daniel Stiepelman, wrote the script, and we were really lucky to have that because I think if anybody else would have written this story, it would have been a courtroom drama or something like that. but we had immediate access to the sort of inner workings of the family. We had the ability to kind of look beyond the frock and see the woman behind it, and sort of the workings of their personal relationship. So, like you said, you do get to see the genesis of this woman who would become this sort of like gender equality warrior and Supreme Court justice.
And obviously she met you as the film was premiered and things. And I'm not saying she preferred one of you, but here's a picture of Ruth Bader Ginsburg with Felicity there, lovely. Ah. And now here she is with Armie. Now, if you just want to have a close-up of her face there with Armie, and let's go back to Felicity's... That's cool. That's like, whatever.
That's what it was.
Where's Armie?
Yeah, that's what it was like when we first met. We were so nervous going in to meet her. You know, she's this incredibly dignified woman who people look up to, and we were nervously waiting outside thinking of things that we could say to impress her. And then when we walked in, she just couldn't take her eyes off Armie Hammer. She was just literally captivated by him, looking up at him. So
Doesn't she write you notes?
Realised she was a human.
Yeah, she sent a few letters to the house.
Really?
I mean, look, Felicity talks to her on the phone. So, I mean, trust me, I got the short end of that stick.
Okay.
I do occasionally get, like, a letter from the Supreme Court, which is terrifying at first until you open it and you go, oh, thank God, it's just...
Right, we've got a clip. This is the two of you as Ruth and Marty essentially discussing that first case that you referred to.
Marty? Section 214 of the tax code assumes a caregiver has to be a woman. This is sex-based discrimination against a man.
Poor guy.
If a federal court ruled that this law is unconstitutional, then it could become the precedent others refer to and build on. Men and women both. It could topple the whole damn system of discrimination. What?
Nothing. I'm just thrilled at your newfound enthusiasm for tax law.
Marty. Oh, Marty. We need to take this case.
And Armie, the relationship, the marriage, I mean, in the movie, it just seems so idyllic, but I mean, that is true.
Yeah, it's really true. But I read the script, and it described this husband who was incredibly progressive for the time, and supportive, and perfect, and charming, and pithy, and awesome, and everybody loved him. And I was like, look, this is... I don't know what to do with this. Like, as an actor, this guy's too perfect. This can't be right? Like, he couldn't be this great. And everybody ubiquitously said the same thing. They said, no, you're right. It's not right. He was better than this. Oh. And I was just like...
sickens me.
I was like, well, what the hell do I do with that as an actor? Yeah. Like, come on, give me something to do here. But yeah, he was really... I think that their sort of model of their marriage and their relationship was really the basis of the gender equality that Ruth later sought through her entire legal career.
But apparently his fabulousness has cast a slight shadow over your own marriage.
Yes. It's a high standard to live up to, I'll be honest. And now that my wife has seen the film and lived with me while I was sort of doing the Marty thing, every so often, if I fail to live up to the Marty standard, like, let's say I get out of a car and I walk away without waiting for her, I don't open a door or something, she'll just casually look at me and go, Marty wouldn't do that. I know, he's perfect, whatever. But yes, by the way, it's more aspirational than anything else. So.
But is it... I don't know whether you were just dating or whether you just got married, but there was a Christmas when you really dropped the ball.
Oh, God, yes. It was our first Christmas as a married couple. So we go back to her family's place in Colorado. We're going to spend Christmas there with them. And leading up to it, I said to my wife, I said, well, what do you want for Christmas? And she said, nothing. And I said, no, but really, what do you want for Christmas? And she said, nothing. And I made the mistake of believing her. So then, Christmas Day
Good
comes
noise,
around.
everyone. Yeah. There you go. That's 600 people going, what an idiot.
Married. You get it. Good for you. So then, Christmas morning, everybody's opening presents. We're giving presents to the kids, for her parents, for her siblings, for significant others. Everyone gets presents, and all of a sudden, I see my wife kind of looking around, noticing that there's really nothing for her. And then she looks at me, and I go, what? And she's like, Okay. And then everyone finished doing the present thing, and we went downstairs, and she just started crying. And she was like, this is our first Christmas as a married couple with my parents? What is wrong with you? And I was like, you told me nothing. And she goes, and you believed me? Now I know, as a man who's been married almost 9 years now, that you all speak in code that you're supposed to understand. I'm still not fluent, but I think I'm getting better. Yes.
Because, Rob, you're married, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're married. And
Did you ever make this same mistake?
No, I'm not an idiot.
What the? Fair enough. Fair enough. I walked right into that one.
But,
Yeah.
no, but if you know, if I was 6'5" and a Hollywood actor, I don't think she'd mind if I forgot.
Trust me, she would. I can tell you she would.
Because now, Stephen, you're in a relationship, but apparently there's a very odd tension in your relationship.
We very rarely argue, my girlfriend and I, but she... But the only times there's kind of tension is when she will be asleep and she will have a dream in which I've cheated on her with just some imaginary made-up dream lady. And then she'll wake up in the morning and be really angry, but not really tell me what's happened. And so I won't have any sense of it, and I'll just be making breakfast. Oh, how would you like your eggs? I don't know, how would Isabella like hers? I mean, it's just weird, because it'll just happen and I will never quite tell. I'll just have to piece it together, like we were in Venice and I could sense it had happened again when we were taking separate gondola rides.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tricky.
You tell you're loaded, that's about 400 quid's worth, isn't it, too? But we argue all the time about... Basically, if I, like, my wife, when she gets up off stuff, she's going to kill me for telling you this now, right? I've really gone rogue here. But sometimes she pushes off stuff to get up. Or, like, she stands up, she'll go like that off me, right? And I go, you can't do that on stuff, because, like, you'll start breaking stuff. Like, if you push up off the bath to get out of the bath, it'll break. So, you know, I was waiting for a new table to be delivered. We had one of them, you know, like the fold-up tables, trestle tables. I kept on telling her, and she went, oh, shut up, leave me alone. And then one day, I was having dinner, and she stood up, went like that. Table went, she went down, spaghetti bolognese on her face. And it was one of the greatest moments of my life.
That'll hopefully balance out the moment when she sees this show.
Yeah. Was that laugh worth it?
No. Isabella told me to do it.
But now, because Felicity, you're fairly recently married. What? Not a year yet, is it? Half a year? Or...
Yeah, just last year, I think. But I almost...
think.
When was it?
Keeping it alive. Yeah. No, well, that husband, yes.
Well, it's in June, but it is funny how quickly, you know, in a marriage, it becomes really about the small things, doesn't it? And I've realised there's now... The dishwasher has become a bit of a war zone. That you suddenly... It's the really little things, isn't it, that cause the most trouble. And I've realised our essential difference is that I like to stuff the dishwasher incredibly full, put as much stuff in there as possible, and my husband prefers it very cleanly and efficiently stacked very carefully. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to resolve at some point this dishwasher conflict.
Stuff!
I'm sorry, no, I'm with Charlie on this one.
What?
The dishwasher works the most efficiently when it's efficiently loaded. You stuff it in there full of shit and you're going to end up with dirty dishes at the end. You got to clean again anyway.
No, but you get more stuff in.
But it doesn't get clean.
I'm with Felicity. Turn it on again. No. You never want to empty it anyway. That's the thing you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So just keep sitting there doing it.
Loading it
Armie,
up.
would Marty say this?
Marty would do them by hand.
Right, let's move on. Stephen Richards' film, Fighting With My Family. It's out on the 1st of March. And this is a true story about a British family.
Yes.
But bizarrely, it was The Rock that brought the story to your attention.
That's right. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I've known him for a little while. We did a film in 2010 called Tooth Fairy. You're welcome. So I've known... there we are, yeah. Hey, with Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
And,
It was the tooth and it was the fairy.
he's the Tooth Fairy and I'm his probation officer. Watch it and find out.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
missing the treat. And,
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't. Is it a trilogy or did you stick with the first one?
We just went with the one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, on this picture. It was... We went with the only... We went just with the one due to public demand. And, but, yeah, so I knew The Rock before, you know, when he was still in shape. And, and we stayed in touch over the years. We've, you know, we're this will surprise you. We're not gym buddies. No. I barely work out at all. I know, it's hard to believe. But we've stayed in touch, and he was in England, and he was making Fast and Furious 6 here, and he was in... this is a story he told me, that he was in a hotel, and he saw this... he was in this hotel. I assume it was the presidential suite of, you know, the travel lodge. And, and he's, you know, he's brought his own bottled water. He's not made of money. And he's not paying his hotel prices. He's not an idiot. And he's had the free shortbread, you know, and he's put on the sort of, you know, that free robe they give you.
Yeah.
You know, it barely covers his Dwayne Johnson. And... I don't know. We're good friends. I don't know for that. I don't know whether that's what he calls it. You might call it the Rock. Good luck to him. I would. So anyway, so he's watching British TV on Channel 4. He's watching Channel 4 in particular. He never misses Hollyoaks.
No.
And this documentary comes on about this family, this real-life family of British wrestlers. They're from Norwich, England. They're called the Beavis family. They sometimes go as the Knights. And there they are. They all wrestle, mum, dad, and all the kids. And the family dream was to get some of the kids into WWE, which, you know, is the big American wrestling, which for wrestlers is the big leagues. Only the daughter Paige got signed, brother Zach got left behind, and what the story dramatises is this really kind of funny, sweet, uplifting, inspiring story of her journey going off to the States and trying to climb all the way to the top of the WWE, sort of carrying the dreams of both her family and herself on her shoulders, you know.
And I love that contrast between kind of Norwich and then America and all the bells and whistles.
Wait, which one of the family did The Rock play?
Thank you, good question. No, so The Rock, in real life, was involved with their story. And so he plays himself in the movie. I didn't want The Rock to play The Rock. I didn't think he was the man for the job. I wanted Vin Diesel, but he wasn't available. So The Rock plays The Rock. But, and he's also a producer.
We've got that clip. We've got the clip of Paige and her brother.
Well, that's it. Well, in real life, they met The Rock sort of backstage at various wrestling events, and so we dramatised that in the movie.
Here we go.
Oh, sorry about that. Rock.
We're huge fans.
Thank you so much.
We've been fans since you had hair.
Oh, thank you. Hey, it's a choice. It's a damn good one, too. See you guys. Rock. Yo.
We're wrestlers as well, actually.
We're actually doing the tryouts today.
Oh, cool.
What advice would you give us if we want to...
Win over the crowd.
Win over the crowd.
What are your names again?
My name.
It doesn't matter what your names are. You walk around here interrupting The Rock, you like you haven't seen the sun in 20 years, you like you just stepped out of Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more advice, sir? You want some advice? Here's The Rock's advice. Shut your mouth. What you want. How about what The Rock wants? The Rock wants you to go out there, take no prisoners, have no regrets, have no fear. Lay it all out on the line. Because if you don't do that, The Rock is going to find your friend Mary Poppins. He's going to take her umbrella. Yeah, he's going to shine it up real nice. He's going to turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy asses. There's your advice. Straight out of the jabroni beating, pie eating, trail blazing, eyebrow raising, entertaining the globe never hotter, talking to two rejects from Harry Potter. So that's how you win over the crowd.
I mean, you must be so pleased, because it's gone incredibly well. The reaction, the reviews, everything has been brilliant.
I don't read the reviews, Graham. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, exactly. Well, that's always a great relief, isn't it? Because, you know, that's sort of one of the hurdles to finding an audience.
Because they're not easy to get right, these films, you know, because
very
people...
tough.
Yeah.
Well, also, like I said, my memory of wrestling was I would occasionally watch it with my grandfather in the 70s. And, you know, certainly, I think for younger audiences, they know wrestling as people like The Rock and, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin, all these incredibly athletic people, and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And wrestling in the 70s on British TV was, I mean, they had the athleticism and virile bodies of darts players. I mean, it was extraordinary. I mean, it was basically, it's just like, you know, imagine a fight you'd see in the car park of a Weatherspoons. They just brought that inside. I mean, it was extraordinary. I mean, do you remember, like, there was Big Daddy, there was Giant Haystacks.
Yeah, we've got some of the pictures.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's Big Daddy.
I mean...
Yes.
Sure, that's not from my fashion shoot. How'd you get them images? The Big D.
The Big D.
There it is.
Yeah, that's what I call mine.
And then Giant Haystacks, I mean, terrifying, but again...
Ramesh looks rough.
My name is Giant Haystacks. Like, that was in the 70s, was a haystack considered the height of terror? Imagine pitching that to WWE, you know. Yeah, my character, what's the most scary thing you can think of? What about some hay?
Because weirdly, Rob, you are a fan of wrestling, or were a fan of wrestling.
Yeah.
Are you too young for those guys? You didn't remember that?
I don't remember them. You're about 40 years older than me, Stephen. That was too
I didn't
harsh.
have a go at your crazy physique. And your...
I'm just a bit angry I didn't get the part of The Rock in your film too. But I queued up to meet The Rock and The Big Show in HMV in about 15 years ago. Yeah. But, like, really embarrassed myself, you know, because you take so long to wait to meet them, don't you? Because you queue up. And then I was like, and I just shook his hand and went, cheers a lot! I just panicked between cheers and thanks a lot. Cheers a lot! And my brother still going to me, cheers a lot!
So, Stephen, writing, directing, all these things, but you are still acting. We saw you in The Girl in the Spider's Web.
That's right, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that was a big kind of action movie.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to do it was because it was, you know, had an action-y element,
yes.
a dramatic element, and it was actually going to be... They told me I could do it, that I was going to be in this fight scene. It's the first time that I've ever done a fight scene. I'm sure you've done plenty, but I was very excited at the idea of being in this fight scene. They said, OK, so what's happening? You've got this young son, and this assassin breaks into the house where you're staying, and you're in the bathroom with your kid getting ready for bed, and the assassin comes in, you know, and I'm like, OK, great, and I sort of defend my son. Yeah, and they're like, well, no, what we want you to do is we want you to cower in the corner. I'm like, right, and so what happens to the assassin? Does he... And he goes, well, don't worry, someone's going to tackle him. And I'm like, right, OK. And the guy playing the assassin was your height, and I'm 6'7", and the person tackling the assassin was Claire Foy from The Crown, who's just over 5 feet tall. And I'm like, right. And I just cower in the corner, and they're like, yeah. And listen, I'm all for, you know, empowering women, having women as strong characters in movies, but there is nothing more humiliating than being an Englishman cowering in the corner while the Queen kicks someone's arse. And I said, could I at least, just for my own dignity, could I at least just... Maybe I throw one punch. They're like, all right, we'll allow you to hit the guy with something, and then he'll just swat you away. I'm like, all right. And the thing that they gave me to hit him with, because we're in a bathroom, was one of those sanitary towel bins. So, yeah, it's not the sexiest fight scene.
Also, when you cower, you're still quite big. So you might have been, whilst cowering, still bigger than Claire Foy attacking.
That's the problem, is that the fight went on forever in the movie, and so I've just got to be lying there the whole time going, oh, my hair, check my phone. I mean, it's absurd.
Because, Felicity, you've been as big as action movie as they get, Rogue One, the Star Wars story, which... I really enjoyed that film. In fact, you were here talking about it, weren't you?
I was, yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
But no, I don't think you told us this at the time, but apparently it wasn't the action scenes that were your challenge in that film. Like, didn't you have a problem with some of your lines? There was a specific line.
Oh, yes, yeah, I was just trying to remember. Oh, my goodness. Oh, now I'm thinking, it was so embarrassing. Yeah, it was, so I had this line, ever since I've been quite young, I've had a little bit of trouble with saying my R's. I tend to say them like a W rather than being able to pronounce the full R, and it's something I've had to work on for many, many years. And so I have this line in Rogue One, in the film, where I have to say a lot of R's. And I'm supposed to say, this is a rebellion, I rebel. But when I first did it, and I came out and did the first take, I said, this is a rebellion, I rebel. Which was an absolute disaster. And then had to then go on and try and perfect it to get round the old R's.
Yeah, even the name of the film's quite hard. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Rogue One. Because talking of action movies, CGI, obviously, I've talked to actors a lot about CGI, and Armie, you have had CGI, but in kind of films you wouldn't expect it. So in the Social Network, you played twins, but it's not complete CGI. When you're playing your own twin, there are two people.
So on this scene specifically, I did both parts.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so what they would do is they would kind of lock off the camera, and I would do one, and then Josh Pence would be doing the other, and then I would switch, I'd change wardrobe, hair, you know, the whole thing, and go to the other. But anytime the twins had to touch each other or interact, then there would be Josh Pence. And we would both kind of do this thing together. And then they would later put my face onto his, like, as we were shooting. So, I mean, it was like a bit of a complicated process.
So would he have like a green face? Or...
No, he had, I mean, I feel so bad for the guy, because honestly...
Poor fella.
I know. But by the way, this is...
But we don't look anything alike. How will I be in this film?
I've actually never told this story before, but Josh deserves to have this story told, I think. I hope he doesn't mind. We both got hired to play the twins. They said, you know, you guys are going to be the Winklevoss twins. And we were like, yeah, brothers, boom, like, let's do this. This is great. And then after about a week of rehearsals, we got called into Fincher's office, and he was like, look, these guys have to be identical twins. It's such a huge, pivotal part of their storyline. It doesn't work if they're not identical. So, Armie, you're going to play both twins, and Josh, we have to put dots on your face so that we can put Armie's face on top of yours. It was very uncomfortable. Wow. But then, like, and this is why I will always love Josh Pence, and he is an incredible human being, because he sat there for a moment and internalized this blow, and then just kind of said, okay, well, you know, whatever we need to do to make the movie better, I'm here to do it. And he's that guy. He's and also an incredible actor in his own right, and just an incredible human. So that's how that came to be.
Oh, I don't know if you remember this. You probably won't. But years ago, when that film first came out, that was the first time I'd seen you in anything.
Yeah.
And I did not know that it wasn't two twins playing the part. Yeah. And I met you. You may not remember this. I met you at a fancy Hollywood showbiz party, and I said hi.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the film. How's your brother? Is he still acting?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Stephen, I do remember that. And then I also remember that I came in to do a small part on Hall Pass with you guys. And I ended up being cut out of the movie.
That was on my request. Yeah, that was on my request.
The awkwardness continues.
We actually got this chap Pence in.
Yeah. It could be worse. They could have left you in Tooth Fairy.
First it's the age, now it's the fairy. Tooth Fairy has given many children who are sick, you know, on a Sunday afternoon some pleasure when they got nothing else to watch.
Sorry. Talking of CGI, though, there's a weird thing. CGI played a part in Call Me By Your Name, which you do not think that film has special effects in it, but it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that they were using CGI?
No.
So when did you find out, when you saw the film?
I found out afterwards. So it's the 80s. It's very short shorts. It's a lot of people on bicycles, sitting on bicycle seats. So they had to use CGI to just make sure that we didn't get a sort of NC-17 rating, if you will.
Oh, had you slipped or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bit of slippage.
Yeah. There was a little slippage.
Short slippage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Short
A moose hoof.
Yeah, moose hoof.
The moose hoof.
We got caught in the bike chain.
What do you think I am, Stephen Merchant?
This guy knows what to say.
Look and learn, mate!
Moving swiftly on, Rob Beckham, he's soon going to be on our TV screens on Saturday nights, BBC One, It All Together Now. And you must be tough, because the first series went really well.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was really good reaction. People watched it and stuff, so it was good. I really enjoyed doing it.
I'm surprised when I watched this new series that nearly everyone in the wall...
Yeah.
They're back. So I thought you'd have weeded out some of the loonies, but you've invited them all back.
Well, but basically, if you've not seen it, it's like 100 judges. So someone comes out and sings, 100 people that, if they like it, they press the button, stand up and sing along. And so we've got some returning, you know, judges and some new ones. But because some of them have already been on it a year, they've come back and they've really gone for it with their outfits, because before they didn't really know what to wear and stuff, and the second year they've like put a bit of money into it because they know people are watching it, right? So the outfits are just getting massive and so over the top, so I'm having to like shuffle. I can't get past them. I just come back covered in glitter and sequins. And by series 10 it'll just be me like lost in a box of Quality Street, just like legs up in the air like a little beetle. But they are great though, to be fair, the 100.
We've got a clip from the new series. This is someone who's just finished singing. You'll see. Yeah. It's self-explanatory.
Congratulations, Veronica, you got 77, you're in the top 3!
Thank you. We'll shuffle down here to our resident drag queen, Davina. At one point, I didn't think you was going to get up and you were sharpening your nails, but you were...
Well, you were fabulous.
Yes!
You managed to keep the lightness in your voice all the way through, which is very difficult, and keep in tune. It was really, really good. And just flash me those heels. OK.
Oh. Can we see your heels? What kind of heel situation we got, Davina? Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
I need to ring my wife and wash my eyes.
Very good. And,
I learnt a lot then.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how they did it, but it's a marvel of modern sort of packaging and moving around.
Gaffer tape.
Basically, gaffer tape.
Gaffer
Prayer.
And you're doing a tour, right?
Yes.
But not till... Is it the end of the year?
October it starts.
October.
Yeah, it's called Wallop. Stand-up comedy tour, and it's yeah, loads of silly, funny jokes about sort of. It's worked out. It's basically about family, really. So I've had some kids. Basically, at the moment, my wife's a teacher, but we've got 2 young kids, so she stopped teaching for a bit because I'm on tour, and then I'm going to do more with the kids once the tour finishes and she goes back to teaching. But because the kids are so young, they change what they like so quickly. So I come home like, oh yeah, let me take them downstairs. So like the 3-year-old, I said, look. You sleep, I'll take the 3-year-old downstairs and watch a film with it. It's like, she wakes up at 5 in the morning, she's got so much energy, I don't know where she gets it from. But basically, I have to deal with it. So, 5 in the morning, so I take her downstairs, and she loves Toy Story, so I'm like, should you watch Toy Story? She's like, no, Master Guster! And I'm going, what is that? Like, no. So now I'm panicking, I'm going, shh, be quiet, and then she's getting louder, Master Guster! I'm like, shut up, everyone's asleep, be quiet. Now, I'm like in my own house, like a little peasant servant, flicking through Netflix, flicking through Sky, going on YouTube, searching for Master Guster, and I'm flicking from, like, Boss Baby, do you want... No, but Master Guster! Like, it goes down to one, and she goes, oh, Master Guster! I go, what, Madagascar? She went, yeah, Master Guster! 5:15 in the morning, I'm not like...
Because, Armie, you've got, is it two little kids?
2 kids, yeah.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And they sometimes travel with you. And I think, was it in Paris when your daughter had jet lag?
Yes, yeah, same kind of thing. Children wake up early, much earlier than the adults want them to. My daughter wakes up, and it's probably 4:30 in the morning because she's jet-lagged, and she says, Dad, I want to draw. And I said, oh, great. She goes, Dad, I want to draw. And I go, OK, here's paper, here's paper, here's a pen. So then I fall back asleep, and I wake up, and she's shaking me again. She goes, Dad, I drew the Eiffel Tower. And I go, oh, that's really great. That's really great. She goes, no, look, Dad. And she shows me the picture that she drew of the Eiffel Tower. Do you have a...
Yeah, you posted on a thing.
Yeah.
So this is... How old is your daughter at this point?
4. She was 3, almost 4 at the time.
OK, almost 4. She has seen the Eiffel Tower. She's been touring around Paris. She's seen the Eiffel Tower. This is her drawing of the Eiffel Tower.
It's Picasso.
So I wake up to that, and I go, OK, good job, honey, good job. OK, no more drawing. Ever. You're done. This is too much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going on the fridge.
Yeah. However, it will go on the gram because I'm shameless.
No, exactly, yeah. And presumably it'll show during our wedding and things like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, it's time for music, and we've got a great duo for tonight. One is an iconic Grammy Award-winning DJ. The other is the hip-hop turned soul singer whose smash hit Human shot him to stardom, performing their new single, Giant. It is Calvin Harris and Rag and Bone Man.
Loneliness before I knew what it was. Saw the pills on your table for your unrequited love, and I would be nothing without you holding me up. Now I'm strong enough for both of us, both of us, both of us, both of us. I am a giant. Stand up on my shoulders. Tell me what you see. I am a giant. We'll be breaking borders underneath our feet. I am a giant. I am a giant. you to see. I am a giant. We'll be breaking borders underneath our feet. I am a giant. I am a giant.
That's such a great talk. Thank you so much. Come in. Hello, sir. Hi, come on in, Jake. It's Bob, Stephen, Armie, Felicity, Calvin, and Rory.
Very good. Nice to meet you.
Have a seat, dude. There you go.
Going for a small one.
Hang on in there. Very good. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I look like Sandy Tosvig. Just a few lads hanging out.
You like a phone book or a booster seat.
I'll tell you what I feel.
Get your feet off that.
Sorry.
I'll tell you this, with the uncomfortable couch and the one drink and the gaudy colours, it's like if EasyJet had a business lounge. And a random collection of people.
Now, Ragabone, Rory, though, we call you Rory in conversation. Yes, all good. And the single is out now. Now, has it been... It's not number one yet, but it's going to be, isn't it?
We hope so.
Yeah. That's the plan. Yeah.
I'll take enough people liking it to appear on this show.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And the set, which is fabulous, by the way, the kind of...
Cheers.
This reflects the video.
It kind of looks like Narnia, though, doesn't it?
It does a little like Narnia with some televisions in it, but... but the video for the song is set in a wood, is that right?
Yeah.
OK.
It's a lot of nature video.
But you are foraging in the nature video.
I'm foraging.
But is this something that you're genuinely interested in?
I've never foraged. No, never foraged.
So is this you pretending to forage? That's you...
Yeah, no, that's not real.
That's not real?
The vegetables are real, and I was assured that they were foraged by somebody. But it wasn't me.
Now, what are those? Are these, that one's a sweet potato, right?
Yeah,
What's
or
that
yam. Unspecified root.
Unspecified
root. A bit big for a radish.
Maybe a beet?
This is like a police interrogation. Yeah. What was you doing in those woods you found the body?
But you do garden, don't you?
I do. I grow some things, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
Rory, do you garden?
No.
I'm not surprised. And are you both going to the Brits? You're both performing at the Brits?
Yeah.
Yes.
But are you doing... It's not just the two... Are we allowed to say that? Is that...
Yeah. No, it's going to be Rory, Sam Smith and Dua.
Wow. A medley?
Yeah. And me and Stephen are going to be backing dancers, aren't we?
Yeah. Holding a couple of potatoes.
Maybe.
Some sort of root.
Yeah, some kind of root.
Some kind of root vegetable. Look, we look forward to seeing that. That sounds amazing. Good luck with the Brits. Good luck with that single. Thank you very much, Calvin, Harris, and Rag and Bowman. OK. Nearly it, but we do have time to a quick visit to the big red chair. Who is there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Savannah.
Savannah. OK, where are you from, Savannah?
I'm from St Albans, but I live in South London.
She's from St Albans, but lives in South London. Her name is Savannah. That's all we know so far.
People don't normally go that way. Normally it's South London to St Albans, so something's gone wrong there. And no one's tracing her.
She's downsized.
Yeah.
So, and what do you do, Savannah?
I work in advertising.
Oh! OK. OK, off you go with the story, Savannah.
So a few years ago, I was just started going out with my current boyfriend, and we were at university quite far away from each other.
Oh,
so
yes.
to keep things interesting and spicy, we used to use Snapchat to send each other some naughty pictures.
Oh, Savannah.
And one day I got pretty creative, and I was feeling pretty excited to send him my picture, and in the excitement, I accidentally sent it to my brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had follow-up questions.
That's why she had to move.
But I didn't want to ask any of them. I didn't want to hear the answers to any of my follow-up questions. Let's just draw a veil. OK, here we go. Hello!
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Peter.
Peter, lovely. Oh, you're getting a cheer from the crowd, Peter. And where are you from?
I'm from Leighton Buzzard, but originally from Islington, North London.
Again, that's a strange trajectory. OK, and what do you do?
Kitchen designer.
Oh, lovely. No, see, isn't it terrible? I now want to ask him about his kitchen.
By the way, I'm actually looking to redo a kitchen. Go on about this kitchen design.
Yeah, so... No. Off you go with the story.
OK, so this story is about my mum. Any Greek Cypriot families will identify to this. My dad's cooking some dinner, and in the middle of cooking, he realises he's going to be short of some mincemeat. So the Greek butcher's is now closed, so he sends my mum to the local butcher's at the end of the road. So she goes to the butcher's. She comes back about 20 minutes later, no mincemeat. So my dad says, "Where's the mincemeat?" She goes, "The man chucked me out." She goes, "What for?" He goes, "Well, I asked for the mincemeat. He brought the meat over. He started chopping it with a knife. I said, no, I want mincemeat. You put it through the machine, and it comes out mincemeat." So he goes, "I can't, because the machine is buggered. I can't do it." She goes, "You can't?" So he said, "You're too short. You can't." So he's still going to be at the shop.
Good story. You can walk, sir. OK, that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to have a go in that chair and tell your story, you can contact us on our website at this very address. Please say a huge thank you to all my guests tonight. Calvin Harris, Rebecca Bowman! Rob Beckett! Stephen Merchant! Armie Hammer! And Felicity Jones! We're taking a short break, but we'll be back in April. And do join me next week for a look back at some of the highlights from this series. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye!
I hate to break it to you like this, but it's Eurovision season. Scott Mills and guests spill the secrets from behind the scenes of this year's competition. Listen now on BBC Sounds.